And now a word from our sponsor. Processing is brought to you by TACT, where computers make connections and you live with the results.
TACT stands for Technical Automated Compatibility Testing, and it's a computerized dating service. TACT is not a lonely hearts club, it's a new, fun way of meeting new people.
The present questionnaire may not seem very sophisticated.
Do boys say I'm unusually attractive, very attractive, attractive, average, not particularly attractive? Dislikes, affected people, birth control, foreigners, free love, homosexuals, interracial marriage, pseudo-intellectuals, rock and roll, socialism. Select 4 only. Select 4 only.
I worry over my relationships with people.
Yes.
I worry over possible misfortunes.
No.
My sexual attitudes. Very liberal, very conservative.
Very liberal.
I enjoy close physical contact on a first or second date if my date is very appealing to me.
Yes.
I enjoy people who express affection freely.
Yes.
Most of the time I act as an independent.
No.
In most situations I am a sociable person.
Yes.
I seek close friendships with most people I know.
No.
I enjoy going to parties.
Yes.
Well, on the negative side, we've had a number of people who weren't too satisfied after they've gone out. In fact, someone wants to propose a new ground for divorce, and that would be on the grounds of incomputerability.
This is Processing a Philosophy mixtape, a presentation of the Institute of the Mechanical Surround.
So, you're a philosopher?
Yes, I'm Katie Elliot from Brandeis. I'm willing to bet that in the last 5 years or so, you've noticed news articles or think pieces expressing anxiety about the growing use of AI across many different industries. Maybe you've heard that the machines will soon be taking our jobs, for example, or maybe you've heard that students will use AI for all of their school assignments and thus be totally unprepared to enter the workforce, which would be bad, I guess, if the AI hadn't taken all the jobs. Other common complaints include a particularly mysterious and foreboding claim that the AI systems are black boxes. The worry here, I guess, is that it is inappropriate to use AI until we're in a better position to answer various explanatory questions about why a particular program behaves as it does on any particular occasion. I find it hard to get too worked up about these and related concerns. The one common complaint about AI, though, that makes me particularly salty is this black box business. It's just not obvious to me that there's anything wrong with using a tool that we don't fully understand. Medical science is full of examples of effective techniques that are just not well understood. You've probably taken a medication that worked, even though we have very little idea about why. And you're not just going to find those examples in medical science. So, like, for example, a few years ago, I read an article detailing just how little we understand about the mechanics of bicycles. So if AI is nowhere off than bicycles, it's like hard for me to understand what all the black box handwriting is about. I don't buy all the reasons, then, that are popularly given for being freaked out about AI. But make no mistake, I am real freaked out about AI. So I want to start by thinking about the difference between correlation and causation. I like to understand correlations as being a kind of evidence. If fact A is correlated with fact B, then fact A is evidence for or against B. So take some examples. Being drunk is positively correlated with poor driving, and the fact that a person is drunk is some evidence that they'll drive poorly. Exercise is negatively correlated with heart disease. The fact that someone regularly exercises is some evidence that they won't get heart disease. If we abstract away from a number of details, finding correlations and using them as evidence is just exactly the strategy of AI programs like ChatGPT. ChatGPT works by first discovering patterns and the orderings of words and paragraphs and phrases and so on in training data, and then projecting those correlations to make predictions about what word comes next in a given string of text. The thing is, powerful correlations can be extremely surprising to mere humans. It turns out that there's a robust correlation between the popularity of that dumb ways to die meme and the number of electronics engineers in Utah. So that's very surprising to us as mere humans, and that's the predictive advantage of AI. AI works by being mind-blowingly good at discovering and using correlations to make reliably accurate predictions. Now, if all you care about is getting evidence for or against predictions, then a perfectly good strategy is to just look for correlations. But that's not a story of us and AI. We're not just using AI-based predictions for fun or for cheating in college or to satisfy our intellectual curiosity. Instead, many AI programs are being trained to make predictions that will be used to make decisions. Problem with that, the thing that freaks me out about AI is that making decisions on the basis of mere correlations is often unfair. There's a robust positive correlation between ice cream sales and crime. As ice cream sales rise in the community, so does crime, and when ice cream sales fall, the crime rate decreases. So what's going on here? It's that in the summer, ice cream sales and crime increase because it's hot and kids aren't in school. Once again, we come back to the moral that correlation is not causation. Okay, so suppose now that you live in a particularly ice cream loving community, you and your neighbors eat ice cream all year, but you guys also pound ice cream the rest of the year. All year long, your ice cream sales are sky high. The chief of police uses ice cream sales to help determine where his officers patrol, and your neighborhood is heavily patrolled all year on account of the ice cream sales. That heavy patrol is stressful and unpleasant. So despite your best efforts, the chief of police doesn't budge. He points out to you that, look, the evidence clearly suggests that your neighborhood is riddled with crime. He points out that your ice cream sales are extremely high. It seems to me that if that's the chief's reason for over-patrolling your neighborhood, he's being unfair to you. I think his decision would still be unfair, even if he turned out to be right and there really were a disproportionate amount of crime in your ice cream loving community. Okay, so what is my point? My point is that when it comes to making decisions, reasons matter morally. Making a decision by projecting a correlation might have a very different moral character than making that same decision by projecting a genuine causal relationship. And that's why I'm so freaked out about AI.
Please make a note of it. Ready?
When we make a decision on the basis of an AI's prediction, our reasons are backed by correlations. But reasons backed by correlations might be the wrong kinds of reasons to use in a particular decision, and thus our decisions are liable to be problematic, for example, unfair. So I'm pretty freaked out about the use of AI in decision-making processes, like a bank using AI to decide who to give a loan, or a doctor using AI to decide which patients to prioritize. So that's the problem. Now you might think, hey, Katie, isn't there an easy solution? Look, just fix the machine so they can sort mere correlations from genuine causal relations, and then only let the machines use the causal relations when making predictions.
Let's make a note of it.
I have a lingering worry, though. I'm worried that what makes AI so effective is its ability to exploit mere correlations.
Ready?
If we restrict AI so that it can only make predictions on the basis of genuine causal relations, I wonder if it can still make such accurate predictions when trained on easily accessible, sufficiently large datasets. For instance, think about how you would train ChatGPT if you were limited to using the causes of word choice or word sequence rather than the mere correlates of word choice or word sequence. Like, how would you even teach ChatGPT about some of the most predictably useful causes of word choice, which I take to include things like what a speaker intends to convey, or what neurons are firing in the speaker's brain, maybe, or what fine motor control muscles are moving in the speaker's hand? Or to take the other example, I bet it would be a lot harder to predict the number of electronics engineers in Utah if you weren't allowed to use the popularity of the Dumb Ways to Die meme as a guide.
Let's make a note of it.
If all that's right, there's a real practical cost to making AI track causal relations, and I'm worried that AI users and developers will be tempted to pick predictably powerful AI over morally responsible AI. So yeah, that is the reason, or at least that's one reason, why I'm freaked out about AI. But it's gonna be amazing for video games, so at least there's that.
Ready?
So was born the computer. Would this new invention change the fate of mankind by making man himself obsolete? Obsolete. 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 So was born the computer.
One cannot claim with certainty of any formal system that all conceptual considerations are representable in it.
Would this new invention change the fate of mankind by making man himself obsolete?
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Have you ever wondered about things? Like, really wondered? You should listen to Processing, a philosophy mixtape.
Ladies and gentlemen, I always feel a little uncomfortable at being introduced as a professor of philosophy. The term has something to do with wisdom. There's some presumption in setting out to be a professor of wisdom, but I console myself with the thought that term philosophy means a lover or seeker of wisdom, and that there is an interesting and perhaps somewhat ironical implication in the term that the philosopher seeks without too much hope of finding. At any rate, it is true, I think, that from the very beginnings of philosophy, the philosopher has been distinguished from other scholars by the earnestness and the determination with which he presses his questions.
My philosophy.